It's the word of the Indian Council of Medical Research scientists. 2 of the scientists came to Delhi to submit me the preliminary report. And they were saying that we ourselves were very suspicious and very doubtful. How can just 40 minutes of lying down and following some instructions can improve upon the blood pressure? But we were shocked when we found that not only the BP came down, but also their cortisol levels came down. And also their insulin levels came down. And also the inflammation levels came down, the CRP. Also the homocysteine levels came down. So we are sheerly shocked, that's what I can say. And on behalf of our council, we really wish to say a thank you for giving us this beautiful method. It's not just a mumbo-jumbo said by some illiterate yogi. It is something which now the science is agreeing to, and science is ready to endorse it. As I speak, my people are working to submit this report to the health minister, to all the senior concerned people, and all to the senior who are running the medical institutes. And then, I say, please go ahead, you can do your own research in your own way, but just do the Yoga Nidra, and let's see what the result would be. Mind can be your enemy, mind can be your friend. When mind is stressed out, you have created an enemy in you. And we don't have to fight with our own mind. We just need to understand that worry is not going to give you anything. Worry, and Ayurveda says, don't eat hot curry. If you eat hot curry, you will be having heartburns and acidity and flatulence. And if you keep on worrying, then you are putting yourself into a very dangerous situation. And if some health crisis happens, then nobody but you yourself would be responsible for that. And I feel, being your true friend, that's my responsibility towards all of you, to let you know about the beauty and the science of this yogic practice. That when you do Yoga Nidra, and also when you do the Nari Shodhan Pranayam, it is like taking a medication. In my years of experience with people, I found while doing the Yoga Nidra for little longer times, say 2 to 3 weeks, they begin to have a better sleep. And when you have a better sleep, then you have a better digestion. When you have a better sleep, you have good hormones. When you have a better sleep, your skin will glow. So lady, if you want to be beautiful, do Yoga Nidra every day. Because that's the way to come out of that stress mode into an absolute peaceful and calmed and relaxed mode. Not only, again, it is not something which is just affecting your mind and giving you good time that you did, oh, it was so nice and so peaceful. Yes, it is going to be indeed very peaceful and very, very nice. But the important thing is, it is going to help you where the problems are. And if the problems are in the body, then this is the way to make your body disease-free. See, disease in English, dis-ease. The dis-ease combined to becomes disease. When mind is in dis-ease, then there is a disease. And if mind is in not dis-ease, how can there be any disease? So if a body is diseased, then something is wrong in the mind. All religions have been talking about having great faith on God. But I find it is like a joke. People go to Gurdwara, people go to temples, people go to gurus, and yet they have no faith. They don't have that devotion, they don't have that bhakti. They think so they have it, but they don't have it. I always say this, the love for Lord, the faith for Lord is a medicine on its own. If we really had it, we would have been stress-free. But if we have stress, then this means our love for Lord is a sham. It's not true. We're just being a hypocrite. We wish to believe I'm a great devotee. Just because I write down a thick check to the religious institution doesn't make me a devout. I am a devout if I am stress-free. I am a devout if my blood pressure is fine. See, I don't wish to point finger onto you, and I don't wish to say that you're a bad person, but I really wish to say is this, that you can be so great. There is a possibility. I wish to say is that you can rise so high, you can be so great, that not only your mind is stress-free, even your body is disease-free. Whether it is Bani of Guru Nanak, or it is song of Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, or it is the Upanishad, or it is some fakir speaking, they all talk about love. They all talk about love. But when our mind has been tuned and trained to worry all the time, how can you love Lord? People sit down to do their mantra or their part, and mind is habituated to do worry. So they are reading the holy lines and mind is worrying. They are doing their part and mind is worrying. They are doing their mala, turning the beads, and mind is worrying. They are sitting in Gurdwara, Ragiji is singing, but mind is worrying. They are sitting with children, you worry. You go out of the home, you worry. You sit in a home, you worry. You go to office, you worry, and you worry. And then this worry doesn't let you sleep. Another problem. When you can't sleep, tossing and turning all night, very big punishment. Very big punishment. To be able to be in a zone where you don't worry, it's not something which you just choose to do one day. Oh, okay, I will not worry. No. What we need to do is we need to create a space in the mind which is filled with purity, light, and love. And if mind is filled with purity, light of wisdom, and love, then it would be so easy to do what I am asking you to do. I love this bhajan. We want to love Lord and still we can't, so what should we do? Here is an answer in form of this song. मेरे मन में
समाता क्यों नहीं है।
प्रभु तू याद, प्रभु सारे जगत में तू समाया, मेरे मन में समाता क्यों नहीं है। मेरे मन में समाता क्यों नहीं है। प्रभु तू याद आता क्यों नहीं है। सब गाओ। प्रभु तू याद आता क्यों नहीं है। मेरे मन में समाता क्यों नहीं है। मेरे मन में समाता क्यों नहीं है। व्याकुल हूँ यहाँ बैठा पुकारूं। मैं व्याकुल हूँ यहाँ बैठा पुकारूं। ये व्याकुलता मिटाता क्यों नहीं है। ये व्याकुलता मिटाता क्यों नहीं है। प्रभु तू याद आता क्यों नहीं है। प्रभु तू याद आता क्यों नहीं है। मेरे मन में समाता सारे जगत में दिया मेरा जगाता क्यों नहीं है, दिया मेरा जगाता क्यों नहीं है। प्रभु तू याद आता क्यों नहीं है, प्रभु तू याद आता क्यों नहीं है। मेरे मन में समाता क्यों नहीं है, मेरे मन में समाता क्यों नहीं है। प्रभु तू याद, प्रभु तू याद, प्रभु तू याद। Man wants to love God, man wants to meditate on God, but your mind, when is in stress, just knows one thing: how to be more cranky and fragmented. Hence, people fail to meditate or do the mantra jap or do any religious practice, whatever their religion is asking them to do. And then on the top, everybody is saying, don't think about the world, think about Lord, don't think about world. And you close your eyes and you try to do that, and what you think is just the world. Office and home and family and friends and enemies and this and that, and your clients and the money and this problem and that problem. And somebody was saying, I don't know why my whole telephone directory begins to come. You know, when these good phones, the smartphones were not there, people used to remember the phone numbers here, right? At least 10, 20, 30 numbers. Now people don't even know their own number. If somebody says, what's your number? Oh, wait, let me check. Shelf. This is the number. Okay, this is the number. And this gentleman said, when I sit down to meditate, what my mind is just going through is just my phone directory, or my client's faces, or my boss face. And then one thing leads to another and another, and I'm just, my mind is doing just a monkey dance. From monkey, I'm recalling a story. One person went to a great yogi, and he said, I've heard yogis have some supernatural powers. Even I wish to have. Can you teach me something? I wish to have an ability to read people's mind and see in the future. And then I can also open up my shop. And they make so good money. Make them a phone call. And per second they are charging you. And people are calling, Vyah kado hoega? When will I get married? When will I have son? When will I have my green card? When will I have my citizenship? When will my wife come to me? Some person said, I got married and my wife ran away after 2 months.